Hey guys, Jay here. So this video today I want to show you first of all the last wave of Simulacrum, wave 15. This is actually a pretty dangerous one because it has double damage, extra cold and lightning, and then also actually triple damage. So it also have extra chaos. So this is probably one of the worst case scenario for tankiness in terms of like surviving in Simulacrum. This is a very hard one, wave 15 already, and yeah, overall I am quite happy with the current version of the build because it can actually reliably do Simulacrum all the way. It is slightly on the slowest. Well, actually, I'm not good. Who am I kidding? It is slow, but it can be improved simply by getting a lot more damage. We still have a lot of room for improvement for damage. Some of them can be cheap and some of them can be expensive, but the cheap stuff we can do actually relatively quickly. I just am limited by the amount of currency that I have, the amount of time that I have to actually play the game. Right now I have level 93, so one more level from the previous video, and yeah, overall everything is going well, and I can have, well, if I want to say quickly, I can actually have at least 50% more effective damage for the near future. Because I can get one additional curse if I have 2 more divine to put into 3 golden oil and get the Whisper of Doom anointment, which is going to give me a lot more damage because I can put a curse on for damage, and then I can easily recraft my scepter simply by doing essence spam. I can do Essence of Woe. Right now it is very cheap. It is like almost 1-to-1 chaos. So I can spam the Essence of Woe and I can just fish for like +1. That is the next upgrade. Obviously you can craft up to +2, but that is going to cost more. So I would do it step by step. I will upgrade it to +1 first, and then I'll think about +2 in the future. So at least those are the things that I can do very quickly. There are some things that kind of are free as well, so we can level up the gems. For example, the awakened gems, they all are going to give something very nice when it comes to level 5. I have awakened elemental focus level 4 here. It is corrupted because I don't have a lot of budget, so I just buy a corrupted one cheaper, right? I only need level 5. I don't really care about level 6. So well, this is wave 15. Right, as you can see, we finished it. I forgot to press, not actually I don't forget, but I misclicked, so I did not record it from the actual beginning of the wave. But I would say roughly it takes me 3 minutes there to actually finish the wave. And so let's talk about the character. What changed? So first of all, the gear, the biggest change is, compared to the previous video, is I am using Inextricable Fate instead of the Legacy of Fury. Why? So these boots give more tankiness than the Legacy of Fury. It gives a lot more tankiness. It does give a little bit less damage, I think, but it gives a lot more tankiness because it can give you additional 10 Grasping Vine. Each Grasping Vine is going to give you 1% less damage taken and 2% chance to deal double damage. So if you have 10 more from here, you have 10% less damage taken and then 20% chance to do double damage, which roughly is actually 20% damage. So it's pretty good. The second reason is, when I checked, I realized how cheap this is. So if you want a +1 maximum endurance charges, right now the cheapest one is 30 chaos. I actually bought this one for 30 chaos. I need to do a little bit of socket work with the crafting bench, but overall it cost me like less than 40 chaos to get this one going. We don't care about the quality, we don't care about the roll. It is minimal. We only care about the maximum endurance charges. Even if you don't have the ability to buy one pair like this, because there's not a lot on the market. it can be buy out very quickly if there's enough people who want to buy it and they buy out the market. It can become expensive, but just so you know, the one maximum endurance charges is very nice. It is not mandatory, so you can just use a normal boots. You don't need the corruption here. It's just 4% more mitigation, but that's about it. You can still get away with just the boots. It has life, very high life actually. If you don't have the corruption, aim for high life. You're gonna have the grasping vine stuff, which is 10% less damage and 20% more damage. So it's very nice, right? So basically, the gear is the same except for the boots. By the way, in the gear, in order to upgrade the damage, we can craft the scepter. We can get more level in the gems. We can still... where is it? We can still replace this one with Awakened Coal, so it can give +1 at level 5. Things like that, right? Well, let me see. The skill tree. So there's a couple of changes that I have done on the skill tree. First of all, you might notice I no longer take this whole area, right? I used to take this area, but I replaced this area with this area over here. The reason why is it is slightly more efficient, and yeah, it's just one connect point here. If you get this, if you take this section, minus the jewels, right? If you take this section, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 point. If you do this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is 12 points, right? So this is slightly worse. And then it connects to this part of the skill tree with one single node. This connect with 2 nodes. So we are saving a total of 3 passive points. The change, the only difference is we have, instead of 1.5% life regen, which is very nice, we are having the 25% increased effect of consecrated ground, which technically is around 1.25% regen, which is slightly worse. It does give a little bit of increased damage, just a little bit. But yeah, overall it's slightly worse in terms of regen, but it saved 3 whole points. You can spend 1 point and get plus 0.6, which already is more than what this node can give you, right? So the skill tree changed a little bit. I did also spec out of this area, because when I go to this area, I can go 1-2 point here to get agnostic, which allow me to ignore the energy shield. So I don't really worry about energy shield anymore. So I can path this way, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2 more points saved. And with all the points saved, it allowed me to actually get this going like immediately. And I can get an additional jewel socket here as well. So I remove this jewel socket, I get this back, and I have more point, 2 more point, so I can put it immediately in here. The jewel that I added is this one, Ancient Stair. It does give me, the important stuff here is the 49% chance to avoid being shot. Why? Because I also changed my timeless jewel. This time I aim for gain 1 endurance charge every second when you've been hit recently. It is way more consistent than this one. This one is on hit when the enemy stop hitting you, because, for example, Kosis start to channel and there is no monster nearby. Suddenly you can run out of endurance charges. Or you can simply just get unlucky when the 25% chance does not proc in a while. And that is very bad. So I decided to go for this one. Well, so I find the best that I can. This is quite helpful actually. With this setup, we can ignore the duration if we have Mage Blood, obviously. But right now, as a poor man, we care about the flask uptime, and this actually does help. Especially in the cases of like soloing a boss, where you don't get hit that often. But fighting monsters, a lot of monsters, it doesn't matter. Right, so this one came with also 37% chaos resistant, which is very nice. It used to be 50% fire resistant here, so I just basically switch out or change some of the crafted resistant on my gear to accommodate the fact that I have some more chaos resistant and some less fire resistant. So overall, I would just balance it out a little bit. It in general, it becomes better. So right now I am capping all my resistance without flask, and I am only 3% off of chaos resistant, which, hey, with the flask up, it's okay, right? So let me see. What else? What else? What else? So I do take 1, 2, 3, 4 here because this one is spell damage. 80% for 2 point is good. And this one is obviously very good. The reason why I go travel here is because of this fire mastery as well. It is very, very good. It is 100% increased damage. Pretty much we don't care about the ignite damage. So we ignite enemy from some source, and by some source I do mean purifying flame here is the skill of choice. I do it for the consecrated ground, and then I put combustion onto it. So it will ignite enemy. When enemies it is ignited, it will last for like 4-6 seconds or something. So yeah, it will just always ignite if you fight a boss or something. It will just always get ignite, and you will gain the 100% damage. The uptime is pretty much 100%. So is there anything else that I want to mention? Actually, I think that is everything. So let me know what you think. Obviously, again, this is not the fastest clear, but at least with the current version. By the way, the total budget that I spent so far is 16 divines. It is 6 more than the previous video. Hey. So 16 divine, able to do the Simulacrum. I think with 20 you can easily AFK through the Simulacrum with this build, because with 20 you can it means you can have a much better scepter, and you can maybe get level 5 here, and then a level 5 awaken added cold, so you would do a lot more damage and you would just clear everything faster. And by the way, that whole fight, I wasn't even using Righteous Fire. I forgot. That is a 41% more spell damage. So I was not using Righteous Fire. And you can obviously turn it on. In some situation, you might not want to have Righteous Fire on because it does degen you by a certain amount. What the currently the Righteous Fire is dealing 70% of your maximum life as base fire damage per second. You have 90% fire resistance, so that means you take 7% of your life per second as damage. But then you also reduced it by 9 times with the current character, 9 times 4, so 36%. So you will only take like 4.5% degen or something, and that can easily be mitigated because we have way more than that in regen. You have regen here, right? 4% on low life. We always are on low life, and you have regen here, a lot of regen, right? And you can still have recoup as you take damage. So overall, sustaining Righteous Fire is never a problem, right? And you should always have this one on pretty much all the time, except for when you take a very, very single heavy hit, which is mitigated by Petrified Blood, and then it will turn part of it into a degen. In that only case, and you have nothing nearby to hit you and keep sustaining you with recoup, and then with the Defiance of Destiny effect, then you might die. But it is rare enough. If you play softcore, you don't need to worry about it. So anyway, that's everything I want to mention. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy, and if you do, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. I keep you guys updated on further progression of this character. I think in the next video, probably I will have enough time to farm a little bit more. I will get the stuff that I just mentioned, at least I will try to get a +1 scepter, and then I will try to get the level 5 awakened gems, which is going to make quite a big difference. And you'll see, I'll show you more footage. The reason why I choose Simulacrum to showcase is because it is kind of static. It is not 100% static because it does have random modifiers, but it is kind of static. Way less variant than in maps. So I want to do it. And this build is not particularly good for bossing, so I don't think it is worth showing it in bossing anyway. So anyway, thanks for watching again, and see you in the next one. Peace.